So, look here, July 4th, 2026, it is right now. It's 5:34 p.m. on October 6th of 2023, October 7th of 2023, and October 8th of 2023. I recorded a total of 8 videos that came up to about 6 hours long. And these videos was just me talking about everything that's went on in my life. And I never put those videos on the internet, and I never shared those videos to anyone. They were personal videos that I deleted in November of 2023. A lot of my videos has been edited with voice recognition, meaning people has hacked into my phone and then they edited those videos to say things that I never said to try to frame me and sabotage me. I talked about in these videos in the year of 2023, October 6th, 7th, and 8th of 2023, right? How when I grew up as a teenager, and a lot of hard work that I did that was like overlooked, you know what I'm saying, landscape and all that other stuff that I was doing like around the house. And I practically let it be known that it was other people that complained every time somebody told them to do something. But when I was doing it, they kind of sort of just overlooked it. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's what you were supposed to do growing up, they tried to always kind of sort of like bring more of a belittling image to my image. You know what I'm saying? Belittling attack to my image or whatever. Specific people did. That video has been edited in the worst way. The worst form of mind control that people try to attempt on my life is hacking in my phone. That's why I'm grateful that it's been times I reached out to certain deputies and they got even on a body cam of me showing them, hey, look at my phone right here. Look at how every time I click on this app, it exits out immediately. That's somebody hacking in my phone. That means they got some type of a synchronized hack on my phone from a laptop's point of view, or a tablet, or somebody working with the dark web, or somebody working for one of these cyber hacking agencies that's crooked. That's a crooked employee. So with that being said, this is how people have managed to maintain so much of a slanderous outlook over my image for a very, very, very long time, yo. So I'm gonna just give an example. I deleted about 10 apps out of my phone probably like a month ago. And I had at least about 5 hours of recording time, meaning that I could have recorded a video in my camera that lasts up to 5 hours. I would receive a notification saying your account storage is full. That's a falsified notification, but when someone has your phone hacked, they can actually activate a falsified notification to pop up on your phone whenever they want to. All they got to do is hit one button if they got one of those Flipper devices or Technobyte devices. So when I delete a video, because I think that I got to delete a video in order to have more recording time, they take that video that was deleted and they say, okay, AJ ain't never gonna have this video again, so now we can edit this video, then we could upload it on another platform that AJ is not present on. This has been happening for a very, very, very long time, yo. I've been getting framed, I've been getting scandalized, I've been getting sabotaged, I've been being slandered, and people been hacking in my videos and then re-editing my videos with voice recognition. So they'll watch a video of mine, they'll download an app that got a microphone, and they will listen to everything that I'm talking about. They'll go back into that video and then they'll type something on their keyboard and then they'll make me say something else. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. They're using artificial intelligence to do this. This has happened to my image for a very, very, very long time, yo. So I'm about to put this up on the internet right now. So if they can do that with a video, imagine what they can do with a live video. They can have somebody get on live and then replace that person's recorded face on live with my face, and then have me talking to somebody, making it look like I'm talking to somebody I never talked to. And I'm also speak on this. On July 4th, 2024, I recorded a video when I was at the Regal Tower Apartments in Southfield, Michigan. This before I jumped on the flight July 12th, 2024. And went to California. This is July 4th, 2024, right? I was talking about my Southfield Lathrop High senior jersey. It was a baseball jersey that everybody that went to Southfield Lathrop High or Southfield Regional Academic Campus, which is an alternative school that helped you graduate from Southfield Lathrop High, everybody that was a senior in the year of 2008 had one of those jerseys. I never wore that jersey. That jersey was a souvenir, meaning I never wore it throughout my whole school year because I got it at the very end of the year because the lady who was handling the senior dues in the jerseys back in the day, she didn't like me. So she held on to my jersey to like when it was like probably like 3 weeks left of school. I got that jersey in May of 2008, yo. And I never wore it. And even after I graduated from Southfield Lathrop High in 2008, I never wore that Southfield Lathrop High senior 2008 baseball jersey. It was a gray and white and red jersey that was a representation of Southfield Latham High School. When I moved to St. George, South Carolina, that jersey came up missing. So I said a long time ago, and I'm going to say again, if anybody has been walking around with my jersey on and saying that I gave my jersey away, that's a fucking lie. I never in my life wore that jersey. And I talked about how even when I went off to prom in the year of 2008, one lady that was standing at the front door gave me a hard time because the lady, again, the same lady that handled the senior dues at Southfield Latham High School, she told me she wasn't going to give me a prom ticket. Just show up to the front door and I'll be able to get in. I said, why don't you just give me a ticket? I paid to get a ticket. Give me a ticket. She said she don't have any more tickets left, so just show up to the front door. And the lady will let me in. And I'm like, that's some... I still remember my sister Keisha getting ready to go back into school and cuss the lady out. And I was telling her, no, don't cause a scene here. You know what I'm saying? This is in 2008. This is in May 2008. And I still remember going to prom and talking to the lady at the front door. And she said, if you ain't got a ticket, you can't get in. And I said, didn't the lady tell you about me? Didn't she tell you that I paid for a ticket? But it was her fault because I bought a ticket around the same time like everybody else did. But the lady specifically singled me out. And I said, didn't the lady tell you that? Didn't the lady tell you that I paid for a ticket, but it was her fault that she didn't give me a physical ticket, but my name is still on the list? She was like, yeah, she told me. And I was like, okay, well, can I go in? She was like, all right, go ahead. Don't fight nobody. So that means that my name had been like somebody had already put a bad motherfucking statement over my name. They had already threw dirt on my name and made me look like that I was some fucked up troublemaker or something like that, yo. The lady that was my prom date was this girl named Troy Cohen that was like a friend of our family's, you know what I'm saying? She was there. She saw it. She knew. You feel me? And still to this day, I believe a scandalous lie got made up about me and all the way back in that day, yo. Way back in that day. I was sleeping on a motherfucking couch 2 days ago, and I was talking in my phone, recording a video, and I swear it was like I saw like a dream, a vision of some light-skinned lady or some light-skinned man. I couldn't make out. It was either a lady that looked like a tomboy or it was a man trying to look like a female or something like that. I was dreaming, yo. I was sitting on this couch. I was laying on this couch here in Bonita Springs, Florida. So this is like July 3rd or probably around like midnight time of July 3rd or something like that, or maybe like July 2nd around like 11 p.m. or some shit like that. I'm laying on the couch and I saw like a vision of somebody like looking in shock and looking scared. And it was some lady that was trying to look like a man, or it was some man trying to look like a lady, some lady with like orange red hair, or some man with orange red hair, and they looked terrified. And they like they got caught. They was positioned like they got caught red-handed doing some shit. And I'm still trying to figure that out because I don't know anybody. And the person was light skinned. I don't know anybody with red hair that's light skinned. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to figure. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I'm gonna say this one more time. When I moved to St. George, South Carolina, December 10th, 2018, I had a whole bunch of clothes with me. I had a whole bunch of shit with me. I had a whole bunch of shoes and everything. One particular day, I started getting rid of all of the stuff that my ex-girlfriend Mona had bought me. You know what I'm saying? I threw a lot of in South Carolina, in St. George, South Carolina, you can burn your trash. So I threw a lot of my cell phones that was in the fire because you could burn your trash in the backyard. It's legal to do that in St. George, South Carolina. I took a lot of the clothes that I really didn't want to wear no more. I took a lot of the shoes that my ex, Mona St. Clair, had bought me, and I put all of that shit in the fire, yo. And I thought that I had put that Southfield Latham High jersey, that 2008 Southfield Latham High jersey in the fire, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I get on Facebook in the summertime of 2023. You know what I'm saying? In the wintertime of 2023. I see a whole group of fucking sorority ladies and shit in St. George and shit like that. All of them Eastern Stars and stuff like that. And I see them all taking pictures in numbers of 8. I see certain people walking around with shirts on that say 08 on it. That 2008 Southfield Latham High jersey got stolen, and I never knew what happened to it. If somebody is walking around with my fucking jersey saying that I gave it to them, I'm being lied on, I'm being framed. I made a report a long time ago when I was still in St. George, South Carolina, talking about how there were rumors stated about somebody doing something to me sexual in my Aunt Ethel house on Infinger Road in St. George, South Carolina. I made a report about that. I flat out made a report about that. And I looked at it from a point of view of if I find out in the future nothing happened, then cool. But I just made a report to stay on the safe side because the only way that somebody could have done something to me in that house is if my food got drugged, yo. Is if my food got drugged. Because if I was drunk and somebody tried to do something to me, I would wake up. And I never brought anybody in that mobile home at my Aunt Ethel home and did anything sexual with any of them. I wouldn't do some shit like that at her home. You feel me? It was only one time only I engaged in a sexual act in St. George, South Carolina, and that was on the Quaker Road in November 2021 with this older lady named Shar. And at that time, my auntie was not even living in that home on the Quaker Road. She was living in town on Windham Road with her husband, Uncle Arthur Lee, that passed away in November of 2024. This was in November of 2021 when I engaged in sex with that lady named Shar. That was one time and one time only. I engaged in sex in February 2022 in Reedsville, South Carolina with this lady named Martha. She lied to me about her name and told me her name was Alicia. This was in February 2022, and that was the very last time I, Alvin McCray Bredman Jr., AJ, had sex. That was February 2022 in a mobile home in Reedsville, South Carolina. The last time I smoked or drank was in February 2023. So people has tried to depict me to look like that I'm getting high and drunk in the past. They probably put a bottle of liquor next to me while I was asleep, put a sack of weed next to me while I was asleep. That happened to me in like April of 2025 at the Tiny Home Shelters on 3rd and Coronado Street in Los Angeles, California. That happened to me. People put a bag of weed in my clothes. I go in the bathroom and I see a nugget of weed fall out. I gave it to the security guards that worked at that shelter. They kept doing that shit. And my Aunt Ethel had a friend named Miss Barbara, yo. And Miss Barbara had a granddaughter named, I said before, I say again, I don't know why I feel like in the past God was talking to me about this lady, but I never did anything sexual with this lady. This lady named Quayla. That was Miss Barbara's granddaughter. I never did anything sexual with that lady. I just remember talking to her in like the year of 2020, running into her at the gas station, and I was like, hey, you want to smoke? And she was like, maybe some other time. And I was like, all right, cool. And I never like tried to mess with her again after that. But that was just conversation. I never did anything with her. So I'm going to say again, before I get off this phone, right now, July 4th, 2026, 5:46 p.m. When I lived in St. George, South Carolina, the only time I engaged in sex was in November 2021 with this lady named Shar. That was one time and one time only. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I received oral sex from this lady named Jana that lived in Holly Hill. And before that, I talked to this one lady named Dominique that I received oral sex from. And that was in like June, July time of 2021. That was in Walterboro, South Carolina. So I never engaged in a sexual act in my Aunt Ethel's home in Figueroa. The only way that is possible is if my food got drugged with sleeping pills, yo. Because I wouldn't engage in some sexual act in her home, in her mobile home in St. George, South Carolina. But I made reports about all of this in the past just in case somebody was trying to frame me. And I'm going to say one more time, yo, a lot of my accounts has been hacked in the past. Meaning, I'll be recording a video, and then my video would just stop while I'm in mid-sentence. Just stop recording. Like I said, I went to the emergency room June 13, 2026, around 3:20 in the morning. I'm recording a video, and the video just stopped after 4 seconds because somebody was hacking in my phone. And they told me that the name of the Wi-Fi was guest. And when I clicked on guest, it popped up as an unsecured network. But usually when you go to the emergency room, the hospital, that was the Coconut Point Emergency Room in Estero, Florida. That was June 13, 2026. I clicked on the Wi-Fi. The lady that was the physician told me the name of the Wi-Fi was guest. And when I clicked on it, it popped up as an unsecured network. Usually they prompt you to go to the website and then acknowledge that you logging into the Wi-Fi for that specific hospital internet. But that didn't even happen. It just popped up as an unsecured network and connected me immediately. And I believe somebody around that hospital was hacking in my phone, a patient or maybe somebody that was working there. That's why I said I'm grateful, though, that every time that I've tried to record a video and they just stop while I'm in mid-sentence, that's somebody from a laptop point of view, a tablet point of view, a cell phone. And they're hacking in my phone using this gadget, using this device to hack my phone, a flipper device or a Technobyte device or one of them OMG cords. And what they are doing is they're editing my videos and they stopping me from recording. That way, when I delete the video, they say to themselves, okay, well, AJ, go forget about this video. When I basically delete a video, because I'm thinking that I got to make more room for my phone, they editing those videos with voice recognition and they making me say something that I never said before. And it's been happening for a very long fucked up time, yo. And one more time, that 2008 Southfield Lathrop High senior jersey. I never wore that jersey. Never. That jersey was a fucking souvenir. I never wore it, yo. Never. And the main reason why I never wore it because I said I didn't wear it in high school days, so I'm not going to wear it in the future. That jersey was never worn by me. So if it's somebody walking around with that 2008 Southfield Lathrop High jersey that say Bread Man on the back, BREAD-MAN on the back jersey, I'm being lied on, I'm being framed. I didn't give my fucking jersey to anyone. Flat the fuck out. Flat the fuck out, yo. I didn't get that jersey to anyone. That jersey came up missing, and when I brought that up around my family members in St. George, South Carolina, they all told me that they didn't know what I was talking about. We don't know what happened to that jersey. They all told me that. It's the biggest form of manipulation and mind control when people hack your phone and then make it look like that you don't have storage. Because when you delete that video, they take the video that they go into your account and then they find that video that got deleted because they got a hack on your phone. So they watching every video that you ever recorded, and then they go into those videos, they edit them with voice recognition, and then they publish them on a platform that I'm not present on, and then they frame and sabotage me. That's what's been happening for a long time, yo. So hopefully this get the point across, even though I said this shit 1,000 times on numerous different social media platforms.